Today we are getting disconnected. Yes, good morning, children. So yesterday we started with the DNA replication. Today I'll be continuing with that. So DNA replication, the enzymes we were talking about, we talked about in DNA replication are topoisomerase, SSBP. Then besides this, RNA primer or primer. Then and the last one is ligase. These were the enzymes which we were talking about yesterday. And in this, helicase is for unzipping or unwinding. Helicase is used for unwinding of the helically coiled DNA strands. This is about helicase. Then topoisomerase. This is for, removing the tension. Removing the tension caused due to unwinding. The tension is removed due to the tension which is caused due to unwinding, that is removed, and the process by which it is removed is cutting and sealing. And this is cut. The tension is removed, and then again it is topoisomerase removes the this single-stranded binding protein. It keeps the unwind DNA in position. So it holds the unwinded DNA in position. So this unwinded DNA is held in position by means of SSBP protein, single-stranded binding protein. Then we come to the next one, which is primer. This is a small segment of RNA. This is a small segment of RNA, and the use of this small segment of RNA that it initiates the formation of new DNA strand. So it initiates the formation of new DNA strand. That means the replica which is formed, that is initiated by the RNA primer. Then we have DNA polymerase. DNA polymerase is the enzyme which helps in adding of nucleotide, helps in adding of nucleotides new DNA strand. By DNA polymerase, then is ligase. Ligase is the enzyme which this joins the fragments. This is the joining enzyme. Joining. It is used for joining or attaching together the fragments of DNA, which are Okazaki fragments. So these are the enzymes which are used during the process of replication. And now, after this, I'll start with the next topic. What is a process and what is a replication fork? So any problem in this, the activity, the functions of various enzymes, any problem in this topic? Yes, beta. Any problem in this topic? Activity of various enzymes, yes? Yes, beta. Or is it clear? Is it clear or any problem is there in this? I'm not getting any response. Yes, Paras is saying it's clear. Yes? Okay. So I have got the information that it is clear. So I move on to the next one, which is replication fork. So here, replication fork. This is the replication fork. The first strand is suppose 5' to 3'. The next strand will be 3' to 5'. This is the two strands, and in the first strand, the new strand form is continuous. So first the primer is formed, primer here, like the primer has been formed, and then new strand is formed by DNA polymerase, and this new strand which is formed is continuous. This is continuous, but in this one, but in the new strand which is formed, this strand is formed in the segments like this. Like this, and these are known as Okazaki fragment. Now, how it happens, what happens in the replication fork, that I'm going to tell you. This is a replication fork. This is a replication fork, and now what happens in this replication fork, I'm going to tell you. The process of replication has various steps. The first step in the process of replication is origin of replication. So the first point is origin of replication. This is the point where the replication starts. The process of replication starts. So this point is known as, or first of all, there is origin of second step in this activation of deoxyribonucleotide. For synthesizing a new strand, we need the nucleotides, and from where this nucleotides come? The nucleotides come from the nucleoplasm, and in the nucleoplasm, these are in the form of like we have ATP, same way here we have all these in the form of monophosphates like deoxy, adenosine monophosphate, deoxycytosine monophosphate, all we have in this form in the cytoplasm. So activation of deoxyribonucleotide is another step. Activation of this is the second step which takes place, activation of deoxyribonucleotides. And in the second step, already in the nucleoplasm, what is present is AMP, B adenosine monophosphate, or B CMP, deoxyribocytosine monophosphate, or D PMP, thymine monophosphate, or we have D GNP, guanosine monophosphate. This we have in the nucleoplast, and these combine with H3PO4, and in the presence of enzyme phosphorylase, in the presence of the enzyme phosphorylase, gets converted into their triphosphate form like DAPP, DCTP, DTTP, or DGTP. So they get converted in the presence of phosphoric acid and the enzyme phosphorylase into their triphosphate form. Now these triphosphate forms are the active forms. These are active forms. These are active forms of nucleotides. Active forms of nucleotides. Now, what happens after this? After this, the initiation takes place. The third step is initiation. In the process of initiation, all the enzymes, they come into action, like helicase unwinds the DNA. Helicase unwinds the DNA. Then topoisomerase removes the tension. It removes the tension. Then SSBP makes them stable in that position. Okay, and these are the first three enzymes which come into action. And after that, because of these three enzymes, helicase, topoisomerase, and SSBP, a replication fork is formed. What is formed? See, helicase opens it, topoisomerase removes the tension, SSBP holds it in that position. So it results in the formation of replication fork. A replication fork is formed. This is the replication fork which is formed as the activity of these three enzymes. Now, after the replication fork, the enzymes which come into action is RNA primer. What this RNA primer do? RNA primer is a small segment of RNA which gets attached here. Why it gets attached here? Because it cannot make the RNA primer cannot make the complete strand of DNA. It can only initiate the process of formation of new strand. So see, the new strand will be formed by DNA polymerase. By the addition of nucleotide, the new strand will be formed by DNA polymerase, but DNA polymerase cannot initiate this action. So for initiating the action, what is required is RNA primer. So first the RNA primer is added and the function is started. So RNA primer adds here, okay, and after addition of RNA primer, the formation of new replica, of new template, of this new strand, it starts. So RNA primer is added first, and after the addition of RNA primer, DNA polymerase comes into action. And when DNA polymerase comes into action, it then adds up new nucleotides. New nucleotides are added, new nucleotides are added, new nucleotides are added, and as a result, a complete stretch is formed. Now, this is a special property of DNA polymerase, that it acts in the direction 5' to 3'. It acts only in this direction. So, if we see this strand, the first strand, if we see the first strand is 5' to 3'. So the new strand which the DNA polymerase will form should be 3' to 5'. So it cannot form a strand. This is unwind. This is not open. It is open from here. It is open from here, and the new DNA strand has to be formed on here. Now, how the new DNA strands will be formed? It cannot be formed on this direction, because if it gets formed on this direction, it will be see, it is already 3' to 5'. It cannot be formed on this direction. It has to be formed on this direction. Then only it will be 5' to 3', because they are anti-parallel. Both the strands are anti-parallel. So it has to be formed in this direction. Then only it will be 5' to 3'. So it needs to be formed on this direction. So when it is formed on this direction, the nucleotides are added and it keeps on opening, and this segment which is formed, it keeps on increasing in length. But this side, for the formation of the new strand has to be formed on 3 prime, and the 3 prime here is this, here it is 3 prime, if you see. So the new strand has to be formed on this side. Now how it will be formed on this side, from this direction to this direction. Now if this DNA, it opens up little, see, from here to here, it will be formed in complete stretch. Now here a new primer is added and it will be formed on this side. Here a new primer is added and it will be formed on this side. Now next, what will happen? It will open up little more. Helicase will act and it will open up little more. So it has opened up little more. Now more strands are to be formed. So this will continue because it doesn't have to change in its direction. Now this cannot come back. The new strand which is formed here, it cannot come back because this cannot work in 3 prime to 5 prime direction. So what will happen in this case? In this case is a new RNA primer is formed and it will go towards this side. So this way it will keep on opening, and on this side every time a new primer is added, and which will then initiate the function of DNA polymerase. Now if it opens more, suppose it has opened now till here, it has opened till here. Now what will happen? What is going to happen? This will continue because it doesn't have to change direction. This will continue, but this side a new primer has to be formed which will move on to this side. So every time it opens up, a new primer has to be formed on this strand, which is also known as the lagging strand. This is also known as the lagging strand, and because of the formation of new primer every time, in the lagging strand the fragments of DNA are formed, whereas this is leading strand. Every time it opens, a new primer is formed, and when the new primer is formed, then DNA polymerase acts and forms a strand. So on the lagging side, the DNA strand which is formed is in the form of fragments, whereas it is in the form of continuous stretch in case of leading strand. Now finally what happens? The next is base pairing, the fifth. Yes, after this should be RNA primer addition is 4th. The 5th step is base pairing. How the base pairing takes place? When the new strand is formed, of course, the bases on the old strand and new strand, these are to be bonded. They should come in, bonding position. They should come, the compatible bases should come in front of each other. Suppose here we have A. So in the new strand, it should be T. Suppose here we have A. In the new strand, it should be T. So this way the compatible bases, they come in front of each other during the base pairing when the new strand is formed. And finally what happens? This, the GATP, GATP, GTP, they all under the action of all these, which were the activated form here. That means DATP, DGTP, DCTP, DTTP, all these which are active form, they under the action of one enzyme which is phosphatase, that enzyme pyrophosphatase, under the action of this enzyme pyrophosphatase gets converted into the inactive form again. That means this MP, DGMP, DCMP, DTMP. And when they are converted to inactive form again, this is inactive form, which was here also inactive form. See, these are inactive forms. When they get converted into an inactive form, the energy is released. And this energy which is released, it is utilized for pairing of the base pairs. for making hydrogen bonds. This is utilized for making hydrogen bonds in between the base pairs. Where? In between the base pairs. And finally, the hydrogen bonds are made and the new strand is made. So till here, is it clear, beta? Is it clear till here? Yes, bache? I'm not getting any response. Yes? Okay. Now what happens? These fragments which are formed are known as Okazaki fragments. These fragments which are formed are known as Okazaki fragments. Now, we want a complete stretch of DNA. Now, what is done? These Okazaki fragments are joined. These are joined by using the enzyme ligase. And ultimately, we get, by using the enzyme ligase, we get a complete stretch of DNA even on the lagging strand. So this ligase joins all the fragments, Okazaki fragments, and finally we get a complete stretch even on the other side. And this way, the two strands are formed. The two strands, the leading strand and the lagging strands are formed. Is it clear, beta? Yes. Is it clear now? Yes, bache, I'm not getting any response from your side. Yes, beta. Anything you want me to repeat in this? Anything you want me to repeat in this? Okay, I'm getting the response. Yes, ma'am. But anything which you want me to repeat? Yes. Anybody wants repetition of anything in this topic? Which enzyme is used to convert DATP back to DMP? It is pyrophosphatase. It is written here. Pyrophosphatase. The enzyme which is required to convert the active form into inactive form is pyrophosphatase. And the enzyme which is required to convert inactive form into active form is pyrophosphorylase. Here it is written. This is pyrophosphorylase and this is phosphorylase and this is pyrophosphatase. Pyrophosphatase. Yes, beta? Anything in this which you want me to repeat? Yes, bache? You can see it once, and if anything you want me to repeat, you can just text it quickly. See, all the steps which are there in the process of replication are origin of replication, activation of deoxyribonucleotides, in which all the monophosphates are converted into triphosphate, which are active forms. Then initiation is there, in which the enzymes are utilized to form a replication fork. When the replication is fork is formed, the process of formation of new strands start. And you know, the DNA polymerase makes the new strand, but it cannot initiate the process. For initiating, RNA primer is required. RNA primer is a small strand of RNA which initiates a process of formation of DNA strand. So now this RNA primer gets attached, and this initiates the process of formation of new DNA strand, and then DNA polymerase acts and it forms the new strands. It keeps on adding the nucleotides so that a new strand is formed. Now this enzyme can act only in the direction 5' to 3'. So from 3' to 5' it will act. It will the strands will be formed. So on the first strand, which is the leading strand, the new DNA strand formed is continuous and is known as leading strand, whereas on the other strand, the new strand formed is not continuous, rather it is in the form of fragments. So various fragments are formed which are known as Okazaki fragment, because as the DNA strands open up, a new primer is added, and then it moves towards 5 prime to 3 prime. This primer will go towards the from 5 prime to 3 prime only. It cannot come back. So every time a new primer is added, it will move towards the outer side and a small stretch will be formed. Then it will open again, and then again a primer will be added, and it will go into the direction 5 prime to 3 prime, and thus another new stretch is formed. So every time a new primer is added, which forms a new stretch of DNA strand, which are known as Okazaki fragments. So this is present in the lagging strand. Now, the compatible strands, when they come in front of each other, what happens? There should be pairing between, because DNA strand, DNA is like it has base pairs in the center which are connected by hydrogen bonds. So what happens that both the what happens when the new strands are formed, the compatible bases, they come in front of each other. When they come in front of each other, what happens at that time? Under the action of pyrophosphatase, the active form of nucleotides, that is DATP, DGTP, GCTP, DTTP, they all, under the action of pyrophosphatase, get converted into inactive form, which is DAMP, DGMP, DCMP, and DTMP. And when they get converted into inactive form, there is release of energy, and that energy which is released, it is used for making hydrogen bonds in between the bases which are present in the two strands which are formed. So both the bases are connected by hydrogen bond, and we get a new replica of the DNA strand, and thus the DNA increases in amount. So amplification rather takes place. It increases in amount every time. Now what will happen? Again, it will open up and the new strand will be formed, and thus the DNA replication takes place. This question is very important. Many a times it has been asked in the board. I have already told you this question many a times. The replication fork also I have asked you, today you are going to make this, the replication properly labeled replication fork you are going to make. And then on your own, you can write the process also under these headings. Whatever new point on your own, also you can add few new points. So under 5 headings, you can write down the process of replication also, which I have summed up in the board. So this is the complete process of replication. And practice the diagram. Try to write the process of replication on the basis of these points. Okay, so children, this is all for today. Any point you want me to repeat, any query in this, you can come on, you can ask me. Yes, beta. So beta, here the topic is over. So I end the class now. Okay, beta, take care.